Hey, good morning. I'm so excited to be here with you. It is Friday. Congratulations for making it here. I am unfortunately using my phone and my computer, so I'm just kidding. I am telling you, I'm just not winning on Fridays right now. But nonetheless, I am just really happy to be here with all of you. And if you're watching the replay, I'm just so happy that you're taking time out of your day to just learn a little bit about how you can have a better day and how to set yourself up for success. This is not what I'm liking right now. So, all right. Thank you so much. If you're watching live, go ahead, drop an emoji. Tell me how your week's been. Tell me how you're feeling. If you have any questions for me, if I can see them, I will answer them. But today's video is going to be very quick. We're going to be talking about how your environment secretly is impacting your success, your stress, your your fuse. All of these things really, there's so much that we can do just within our environment, small fixes that you can do. My name's Emily Olhausen. I am a women's life coach, and I love working with women who are wanting to create more work-life balance, who are ready to actually enjoy the success that they've created. I've literally had women come up and they've said, I have the career, I have the success, and now I don't even know what my personal life looks like. What do I look like without my job? What do I do now? I don't know where to go from here. And I also don't know how to even enjoy life without feeling like I have to work all the time. So that's really, I love coaching women on this. Just becoming a thriving working woman is really so important. And there's such a gap between us learning to have careers, yay, feminism, and then also being everything we have to be at home. There's no one really teaching this right now. And it's so, so important. So, a few things that can really help us succeed in our own environment. And I want you to pick two today. I'm going to challenge you in my program. We always do action steps. I want you to pick two of these to, not necessarily like one of these choices, but I want you to choose two things you're going to do in your environment today to make changes. Okay, so first, let's talk about how decision fatigue is real. Okay, so again, we are moving a million miles a minute. Whether you're a mom, whether you're a working woman, both, it doesn't matter. We're moving so fast. And decision fatigue is real. And so when there's more clutter around you, there's more distractions around you. And so without even necessarily noticing, this is like a secret ninja thing, we have all these tabs open in our brain. We're thinking about our cluttered desk, our kitchen dishes, our desk at work, the tabs open on our computer. Like these are running rent free in our heads, whether we think it is or it's not. And so clearing the clutter literally from your life is a huge part of helping decision fatigue. What is decision fatigue? So it's kind of like when you feel like at the end of the day, you're so burnt out, you just can't make one more choice. You're like, you know what? Somebody else choose what's for dinner. I'm out of choices. Maybe it's the little ones driving you crazy, and you're like, I don't feel like dealing with this. I'm just so fatigued using my brain. So there becomes like this threshold that you created, and that like once you pass it, you're just kind of in this mode where you're so tired. And so if we can backtrack and change our environment, we can elongate how long we're in decision mode. So if you can just even clear up a little corner once a week, then you're going to start feeling the positive impact of having less distractions. And this also kind of brings me into my next point. So this is really part of habit formation, is setting yourself up for success in a way that really supports your new habit you want to build. For example, I always like to use the example of working out. It's something that I think a lot of us really want to do. We crave taking care of our bodies, but it just always feels like an uphill battle. And so one thing that we can do in our environment is get our shoes out, get our workout clothes out, get our water made beforehand, right? If you're trying to work out in the morning, I like to get my water the night before. All that stuff lessens the decision making. Okay. So last week we spent a lot of time talking about autopilot. And when you're changing your autopilot, setting these things out as a cue for your brain will help enforce these new positive habits. So putting your shoes out, your brain's going to say, time to work out. And then you start to just build that habit slowly and surely. And so I also want to just bring into this conversation a little bit about how stress and calm both are contagious. So when we're stressed, it almost feels like everything is stressful. I don't know if anybody's ever experienced that. I'm sure you have. Maybe you just have never put like the terminology behind it. So stress, like when we live in a chaotic environment, it really fuels our reactiveness. And then when we're in a reaction mode, a reactive mode, when we're in a reactive mode, everything feels like it's on fire. Like we're just constantly putting out fires. It doesn't matter if the toast is burnt or if there's a stampede of elephants coming towards us. Our body's response is the same when we're in a reactive mode. It's really that flight, fight, or freeze. And when our nervous system gets there, it's hard to regulate. And so what we can do is help our nervous system by changing our environment. So what are the things that trigger us, that really take us over that that threshold at night or in the morning, that just seem like it's a heavy lift every time? How can we change it to set ourselves up for success? For example, and this takes some work. This is why working with a coach is so beneficial, because we can talk about this in a approach that's unique just to you. But for example, I had a client who the morning routine was really stressful for her. It really like just started her day off wrong. And every time she'd get in the car, instead of feeling like energized and feeling like, okay, I'm ready for work, I feel good, she was feeling already stressed and her nervous system was already craving regulation. She would kind of be cruising all around the house, getting her kids, like her two daughters, their backpacks ready. She's getting ready for work. The dogs need to be fed and let out. All these things need to add up. And all those things are important. None of those things we can change, right? Those are simply part of our daily routine. But here's what we can change: our environment. So we looked at this with a critical eye, like, okay, what would make you feel set up for success? So what we started to experiment with is simply getting the backpacks out, the water bottles out the night before. She pulled her daughter's clothes out the night before, and she pulled her own clothes out the night before. Notice how those four simple things, you're like, I could do that probably in less than like 5-10 minutes. Those four simple things made a huge impact on how many decisions she made the next morning. If you really look at that, the only thing she needed to do is refill her dog's food, right? And we could probably automate that as well, right? And so how today can you lessen your decision making? There's a lot of choices we have to make as, career women and high achievers. There's a lot of things happening in our brain, but how can you lessen the burden on yourself? This week it came up quite often about how we confuse busyness with productivity. Oh, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. And like, we think that feels really good to say to somebody, and it's like a badge of honor. But the truth is, busyness is not productivity. Productivity is doing those 3 or 4 needle moving tasks at work, at home, that you need to get done to make it feel like you've made progress. Everything else is just busy work. And so don't confuse your stress state as like, you're always stressed. This is like how my nervous system is. Start to challenge it. What is the productive work we can do here for ourselves to really feel a change? Okay. So if you're here live today, I'm wondering, what are you thinking? Tell me what's going on. I'm going to bring it up on my computer, but I just want to remind you that small hinges swing big doors. This, you'll hear me talk about this. I am a habit coach, mindset coach. As a life coach, these are the things we're working on, is actual, true, tangible change. Small hinges swing big doors. You don't have to overhaul your life today. You do not. You just have to choose one thing. One thing. What would make your day better tomorrow? Is it putting on the coffee pot tonight? Is it knowing what you're going to eat for breakfast in the morning? Notice how that feels just different. This is really the secret to saying, like, how it secretly impacts your day-to-day life. Your environment around you really makes such a huge difference. That's why you'll see a lot of, like, I live very like minimalist. I think that everything should be automated. If I can make it automated, that's what I do. And that's what helps me protect my peace. And I always say peace is worth the pursuit. So if you need any help working through this today, please reach out to me. I'm here to help and I want to support you the best I can. And I also just want to announce that coming up at the end of October, I will be doing a really fun workshop. It's going to be the 27th to the 29th, 1 hour day. And this workshop's going to be fun because we're going to be talking all work-life balance and how to actually change your life day to day. So you feel like you can breathe again. And also there's going to be a workshop bingo, and I'm really excited about that. So stay tuned. And if you'd like to be invited to that, go ahead and drop a me or an emoji hands up. And I'm really excited to connect with you on that. And yeah, if you have any questions, I will answer them. I unfortunately can't see them here. And so let me know what you're thinking, how this resonated, and what you're going to do today. I hope you have a great weekend, and thanks for tuning in.